all fuzzy. All right, I think we're good. What's up, guys? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. This is the first Wednesday. Hey, Renee, what's going on? We changing schedules. Hopefully, everybody got the notice that we're changing to Wednesdays at 7:30 now. It's no longer on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, right? Wednesdays at 7:30. For some reason, this is all blurry. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can wipe this off. I have a dirty lens. That does not see, that's changed a little bit. All right. Let's see, what do we got going on here? We have one viewer. Renee, you're the only viewer. You're special. Kettlebell front rack carry question. Wow, we haven't even started. No. Um, the idea is to walk with it, Renee. If you don't have much space to walk, then just stand there with it. You can do lunges. The idea is that you've got the weight in front of you and you need to stabilize it while you're moving. So ideally, there's some kind of movement that's happening while you have them there. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. Cool. Hey, Carla, how's it going? Hopefully that answered your question. All right, guys, what are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about some good stuff. We're talking about, it doesn't say distance. So you're going to make me check while I'm live. Hold on. It might have said time instead of distance, right? If it says time, then that means you're just carrying it for a certain amount of time because not everybody has a distance to mark or knows what a specific distance is. So I just say carry it for a certain amount of time instead. Okay. Just like when we did the farmer's carry. Yeah, just carry it for time. Okay. What are we talking about today? Today we are talking about making your muscles work. And it's more than just doing exercise. Yes, if you do exercise, your muscles are going to work. You're probably going to gain lean mass, get stronger, feel better, burn more energy through the day, all that good stuff. Okay. But how do we really make sure that from a functional perspective, right? Because we're not talking about just general moving. Moving is great. Quality movement is always better than poor movement, right? That's common sense. So how do we make sure that we're moving and getting the most out of every single rep, every single extension, every single curl, every single squat, deadlift, bench, burpee, kettlebell swing, whatever it is that we're doing? Okay. There's three things that we're going to talk about. Okay. That are going to help you improve what we call muscle fiber recruitment. Okay. Muscle activation or utilization of the muscles that you're trying to activate and engage in order to do the movement, move the weight that you're trying to move. Okay. So for instance, if I'm doing a curl, right? If I'm doing a curl, let me get into if I'm doing a curl, okay, the primary mover is the bicep. I need to make sure that the bicep is doing most of the work. Okay, now here's the thing. If I'm not doing the curl correctly, my shoulder can take over, right? When I got the weight down here, I can start using my shoulder to do some of that work. And I'm not getting the full benefit in growing my bicep and making my bicep stronger because the shoulder is what we call compensating or taking over some of that work. Okay. Many movements, many things that we do, we have compensation imbalances where improper muscles are doing the work over the muscles that we're actually trying to target. Okay, the most common, probably the most common would be one of two things. Your lower back doing work that your hips are supposed to be doing, or your shoulders doing work, or sorry, your upper back doing work that your shoulders should be doing. Okay, doing things here instead of here, right? We have a lot of back issues, a lot of shoulder issues. Our shoulders are often turned in because a lot of what we do is hunched over at a computer, on a phone, sitting in a chair, whatever. So when we move our shoulders aren't moving the proper way. We don't keep our shoulders down, and it causes what we call shoulder impingement. We use the wrong muscles. So that means when we go overhead and our shoulders trying to get into a proper position to support this movement, the wrong muscles are being used and it hurts. right? We're being pushed in the wrong direction. So we get bone on bone, we get tendons getting pinched and stretched and all kinds of stuff just not working the way it's supposed to work. Okay. So proper activation is going to keep you safe. It's going to prevent injury. It's going to help you grow faster. So what are the 3 ways that you can improve your muscle activation, your what we call your muscle fiber recruitment? Okay. The first thing you can do, da da da, slow down. Slow your movement down. Make sure that you can visualize and learn. This is a knowledge thing. You get to learn what muscles are being targeted with the movement that you're doing. If you're doing a deadlift, do you know what muscles are supposed to be being used? If you're doing a squat, what muscles should be used at what point in the movement? If you're doing a bench, what muscles are supposed to be used? Start learning, asking questions. Hey, if I'm doing this exercise, where should I feel it? That is one of the best questions to ask. Where should I feel this? Because if you don't feel it there, then that means something is off and you need to correct your movement. Okay. If you're doing a deadlift and you feel it in your back, then you're doing it wrong. You should feel it in your butt, in your hamstrings, in your hips. Okay. So that's how you know you're using the right areas of your body to do the exercise. So when you slow down, when you slow your movement, what you do is you increase what we call the mind body connection. Okay. Your ability to feel what muscles are being activated in the movement that you're doing. If you're doing your deadlift and you slow down and you kind of think about what am I doing? What's my position look like? How am I pulling? Am I driving my feet? Am I lifting with my back? Where do I feel it? Okay, I feel it in my back. What can I change? This is an experimental process that you have to be okay with doing. All right. Looking at the videos, and then it's just like nutrition, guys. It's just like nutrition. Here's a guideline. Try it and then make it work for you. Here's a guideline for movement. Try it and then make it work for you. Okay. If you feel like you're not doing it exactly like the video, but if you do this, then oh, now I feel it in my butt like I'm supposed to, then you're probably closer than you were before. That's a good thing. Okay. So slowing down and increasing what we call the mind body connection, which is your ability to feel your body and how it's moving, is the number one way, the first way that you can increase the muscle activation and increase your strength and muscle lean mass development. Okay. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about that? I love it. I love it, Renee. Slow your roll, right? Slow down, feel what you're doing. Learn how your body is moving. Pay attention. It's also called being mindful, okay? Of understanding and learning how your body is reacting to what you're doing. Okay. That's number one. All right. Number two thing that you can do is move in full range of motion. You're going to hear me say this one as long as you follow me. If you follow me for 20 years, you're going to hear me say this often through for 20 years. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. The more you can move in full range of motion, the more muscle you're activating. Okay. If you shorten the movement, bicep again. Okay. Let's talk about curls again. This is the full range of motion, straight to all the way in. Okay. If I only do this, and this is the range of motion that I'm getting, I'm not getting what we call full contraction, which means I'm not getting at the full action of the muscles getting as tight, as close together as possible. If I don't go all the way to full extension, I'm not getting all the muscles. There's different sizes, there's different thicknesses, lengths, there's all kinds of muscles in here. This is full extension. The more extended I can get, the more muscles I'm then going to contract when I go to contraction. If I only go here, I'm not getting extension of all the muscle fibers. I need to get all the muscle fibers extended as full as possible so I can get everybody in the game, and then I can contract. Now they're all playing. Okay. If I only go halfway, I'm only playing with half the team. Right. That's how it works. I've never used that analogy before, but I like it. It works. Okay. Full range of motion is going to help you improve your muscle activation because you're going to recruit. You're going to get more fibers in the game every single rep. Okay. So, number one, slow down. Number two, What is it? What is it? What is it? Full range of motion. Full range of motion every single time. Squat as low as possible, right? Bring that bar down to your chest as much as possible. When you're doing push-ups, get as low as possible. Extend your arms all the way down when you're doing a pull-up, and then pull as close, as far up as you possibly can, right? All of these things. When you're going overhead, try to get as far overhead as possible. Don't stop here. Get it back here, right? All of the things. Range of motion is super, super important. Okay. Number three, and this one's going to, okay. What was the first one? The first one was slow down. Okay. Guess what the third one is? The fiber game. Yes, Renee. All about the fiber. Oh my gosh. That's a t-shirt. That is totally, I love it. I'm going to make a t-shirt. I need a graphics person, a t-shirt that says you need more fiber, but it shows a muscle instead of actual like wheat or something. Oh my gosh, I gotta write that down. Hold on. You need more fiber. Don't you guys love how I get sidetracked? You need more fiber. Love it. Okay. All right. So when someone says you don't need fiber, you can say, no, actually you do. Ha, I love it. Ah. Myosin and actin fibers. Okay. Now you're showing off, Renee. Um, all right. The third thing. So the first thing is get back on track. The first thing is slow down. The third thing is speed up. How does that work? How can you slow down and speed up at the same time? All right. You guys know I'm big on variation. I'm big on giving yourself a variety of stimuluses, a variety of movements, a variety of schemes to help your body be as adaptable as possible. Okay. Yes, nerds. Fitness nerds in the house. Hashtag nerds. Um, so what that means is there's going to be differences. There's going to be some things that seem to compete against each other in the program, in things that you're doing. I'm going to want you at times to move slow and focus on what you're doing, but then there's other times where what we call dynamic effort work comes into play, where I want you to move quickly and dynamically. Here's the difference. Here's how they're different. When you're moving slow, and you're thinking about your mind body connection, you're thinking about activation, you think about where do I feel it, what is working, how do I feel, all those things. That can be simple movements, it can be complex movements, it can be all sorts of different things. Slowing down and building on that feeling and understanding how your body works. Okay. Technique is super, super important. All right. That's what you're focusing on. You're trying to improve your technique when you're doing slow. All right. When you're doing dynamic effort work, 99% of the time, it is the simplest movement possible. It's jumping, it's explosive push-up, it's a jump lunge, it's a sprint. There's different things, but they're super, super simple because they're quick and they're fast as heck. Okay. But what happens when you move fast? The faster you move, it also increases your muscle recruitment. It increases the amount of muscle fiber that your body is trying to activate in order to get you to move as quickly as possible. Your central nervous system, speed is a central nervous system component as well as a physiological component. It brings the two together. So part of it is activating your central nervous system to go quick, 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 and to send those signals to your body to say, quick, quick, quick. I need as many players on the team as possible to move this as fast as possible. Like, let's go, 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 go. Everybody get in here. Let's go. Okay. That is speed. That is what, uh, see, now you totally threw me off track, Renee. Let's talk about the shirt. All right. So when we talk about moving quickly, what we're talking about doing is something quick and simple that does not take a super lot of technique or thinking. When you have to think about it, you can't move fast. Okay. That's where the slow movement comes in. Slow technique, mind body connection, focus on what you're doing and feel it. Speed work is something that is quick and fast, and just the action itself is what's going to make your body use as much muscle as possible. I'll use myself as an example. Just the other day, and this happens every single time, and I know it's going to happen, and it's crazy how even when it happens, I still kind of go, man, that's just crazy. I don't get it. It's just surprise. It like surprises me every single time. I do a workout once maybe every other week that is just speed dynamic work. Okay, box jumps, broad jumps, uh, kettlebell swings, dynamic movement that's quick and fast, and just works on speed and power. Okay. After that workout, I will feel like I just did a max effort back squat or deadlift or something like that. My legs and my body feels the next 2 days like I did a super, super heavy workout. Even though I didn't, I just did things really fast, and quick and dynamic. But because of the amount of muscle fiber that I'm recruiting when I do that, my body responds very similarly to as if I'm lifting heavy, even though I don't have to tire myself and stress myself out with super heavy weights to get that feeling. Okay. Your body will respond to speed work because you're activating muscles. Okay. So those are the three main ways, guys. There's other things we can get into, but for basics, for what you guys are doing, for what you're going to see in my program, in both programs, beginner and the functional, you're going to see a little bit of these. Uh, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to give you variety, not just in the movements that you're doing, but in the different ways that you can activate and build muscle. Okay. There's going to be times where you move slow and you think about what you're doing. There's going to be times where every time, really, this is one that goes across the board, no matter what you're doing. I want you to work in full range of motion. Get as uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Get as flexible and into the positions that you need to get into as possible. And then there's going to be times where you're moving quickly and dynamically, and I want you to get that speed quick. Don't even think about it, just move. Okay. Explosive, dynamic movement that's going to also increase muscle fiber recruitment. Okay. So, three ways. You're going to see them all. Does anybody have any questions about that? I think I kind of covered it pretty good, I guess, I hope. Who we got on here? We got 4 people left. Changing the dates, messing people up here. We got Renee. Carla, you still on? Any questions? Renee, you got any questions? Did I cover everything? You should be able to help out there, Carla. What, Renee, you got clients that you see in the PT world, right? And just remember, guys, this is information that I'm giving you to help you understand things that you can do, but it's really also to give you some insight into my methodology and the concepts that I implement in the programs that you guys are signed up for. Okay. To help you understand what you're getting with the program and understand how the program is helping you. Okay. I don't want you to sign up for the beginners. I don't want you to sign up for the functional program and just be like, he sounds like he knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a long time. He seems like a nice guy. It must have it must be based on something. I'll just believe it and do it, right? Like, I want you to understand this is all about teaching you how to fish, right? I want you to have the knowledge so you know what's working for you and why it's working. Because then guess what? You can share it. You can tell other people why it's working for you and how it can work for them. All right. Cool, guys. Quick one today. 3 easy things to remember. Move slow, think about it. Full range of motion. Get that execution in. And then also there's times where you're going to need to move quick and recruit as much muscle as possible. Uh, Renee, you got, I always have to slow them down. For form, they focus on count. I'm not counting. I watch muscle recruitment and form. I'd rather 5 great ones than 20 half-ass. Absolutely. Okay. Particularly in a rehab environment. Guys, there's timing for everything. That's a great point that Renee's making. There's a timing for everything. If you're coming out of rehab, if you've never worked before, worked out before, if you've got issues with something, there's going to be some times where maybe dynamic isn't for you. Okay. You've got to understand that and you can adjust. If you're not sure, ask me. That's what I'm here for. Send me a message, post it in the group, post it in the app. Hey, I'm having shoulder surgery. Can I do this? How should I modify? What should I change? Any program that you do, okay, programs, okay. And actually, some of the other programs where you just sign up and you have someone who's doing a workout like P90X or Peloton or whatever else. You don't have the option to do this. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. On those programs, you don't have the option to contact the coach and say, I'm having this issue. How can I modify? What can I do to get around or work on this, even though I can't do X, Y, or Z? Okay. In personal training, in group exercise classes, in person, most of them, and with this program, you have a coach that you can go to. That's what I'm here for. If you want to modify, if you have an issue, if you have a question, I'm here to help you modify. There is not a single program in the world that you're not going to have to modify for some reason or another at some point. Even if you have someone who you're paying $300 a month to program specifically for you, they're programming specifically for you. They're building their modification for your circumstances into the program. So it's always going to be there. Everybody's different. Nobody's the same. And that's what I want to kind of give you guys an opportunity to work with by asking questions. Okay. So I'm here. The group is here. Everybody else is here to push you and motivate you. And that's it for the night, guys. Hope you have fun. And I will see you next Wednesday at 7:30. Take it easy.